We've got a new gear set in Raid, and with this limited time dungeon, the question is this something that we actually want to go for? Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. As I mentioned, we have a new event dungeon going on with a new gear set, which is actually limited to this collab. So if we head into the dungeon, we're going to go ahead and find this event dungeon. Now, the cool thing about this is this actually gives us a very unique set, which is actually the chronophage gear set. And as of right now, this is the only way to actually get it. As you can see, I have not started actually farming this event dungeon yet, and there is definitely a couple of reasons for that. Now, part of the reason that I haven't been able to actually get into this event dungeon yet is because all of my time is going towards the Donatello fusion at the moment. So we do have an event fusion that is going on right now. It is a fragment one. Actually go ahead and try to fuse a Donatello. With that, of course, comes the events, comes the tournament. So right now I'm making my way through this champion training one, as well as also trying to get the champion chase tournament done. And this one I have about 7.5 hours. I'm really just trying to get to this 3,000 mark. However, depending on that number 2 slot, maybe I will try to get in there with a little bit more. It might be worth getting those 5 fragments, to be honest, you guys. But this is really where all my time has gone, is trying to get this fusion done, because in my opinion, I definitely think this is one that is worth it. It is one that's going to help out my lizardmen tremendously just by getting done as a support. But as I said, we're not here to talk about that fusion. We are actually here to talk about this new gear set. So this is the new set right here, the chronophage, and essentially the chronophage has 9 pieces. So it's one of those gear sets that the more pieces you have, the more of a bonus that you are going to be able to get. So it is a variable set. By equipping it, we're going to go through everything so you can kind of see, but essentially giving you some HP resistance, speed, and some immutable stacks. So starting with 1 piece, you're going to get 10% HP, 2 piece, 40 resistance, 3 piece is 5% speed, and then 4 piece, you'll start the round with 1 immutable stack. 5 piece, 15% HP, 6 piece, start the round 2 immutable stacks, 7 piece, another 40 resistance, 8 piece, 5% speed, and a 9 piece starts around with 3 immutable stacks. Now the question, of course, is what is this immutable buff? And essentially it is a brand new effect that this gear set is bringing into Raid. Mutable buff essentially means it's going to reduce the effectiveness of any attempt to increase a skill's cooldown on a champion. So thinking back to all of the champions we have that can potentially increase skill cooldown, this is trying to be like, hold up. Gonna try to make sure that doesn't happen. That's pretty much what it is. Now the buff has no duration, so that duration will not be increased or decreased, and it cannot be spread to other allies as well. So some things to keep in mind. And essentially it's just this event dungeon that we're able to now get this new chronophage and take advantage of this new buff. I will say, to make the most of this gear set, I feel like we need to at least hit that 6 piece, if not then the 9 piece, to really take advantage of those immutable stacks. And it seems like one of those gear sets that is kind of trying to counter certain champions, thinking about ones like a Fabian, for example, potentially an Alice. And right now, those are the champs that I am seeing in live arena a lot. So I guess for me, maybe on the PvP side, this could be a gear set that I can potentially use. But again, to really take advantage of it, I feel like I would need the 6 piece. Am I going to go ahead and farm it to get that? I don't know. It's hard. Like, am I going to be able to get usable gear set? Something to consider. The next thing to consider is, do I want to switch out whatever gear set I currently have to actually use this chronophage set? So I personally think this is a very niche set. I don't know if it is a gear set that for me currently at my level in Raid is going to be game breaking. Now, this could be something different. Maybe, guys, maybe for you, it's something that will be game-changing or things like that. So that is where I actually want you guys to sound off. Comment down below. What do you think of the chronophage set? Do you think it's something that was needed in Raid? Are you excited for it? Are you going to farm it is really the question. Now, nonetheless, even though I do not plan, I think at this moment currently, to really go ahead and farm it, there is 10 weeks for this event dungeon. So I think when I'm kind of caught off on my fusion and my Donatello, then maybe I'll go in and farm it a little bit. But for now, I think I at least want to see how far down in the stages I can get. So that is what we are going to try to do, is see what we can do in terms of a team and what we can actually build around this. Now, there's a few champs I'm seeing used here that I actually have, including I'm seeing a lot of Alice being used. Hey, people are using the last login champion, not Michelangelo, who is the current one, but the one, of course, before that, Lemonici in here. And then I'm seeing some other champs that I actually have. In terms of strategy, we are going up against Shredder, which As a reminder, there will be a chance to actually go ahead and get him. Now, he does attack an enemy 3 times. The second and third hits of the skill will ignore 5% and 10% of the target's defense respectively. The second and third hits of the skill will deal 10% and 20% more crit damage respectively. Damage is based on HP. Second skill attacking all enemies 2 times. Each critical hit destroys the enemy's defense by 5%, which acts against stack. Each crit also increases this champ's max HP by 5%, also stacking. Each hit having a 75% of place leech debuff for 2 turns. Not be resisted if this champ is under a veil or perfect veil. Also has an attacking all enemies before attacking. Steals all buffs from single target. Healing of buffs. Cannot be resisted if this champ is under veil or perfect veil. Fills this champ turn meter by 15% for each stolen buff. Also going to ignore 15% of each target's defense as well as shield and block damage buffs. And again, if under veil or perfect veil, it's going to ignore 30% of the defense instead. Of course, you got to have passives in there. Immune to stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, block active skills, block passive skills, fear, true fear, petrification, berserk, and infeasible debuffs. Also immune to HP exchange effects, HP balancing, and cooldown increasing effects. Damage from skills that scale based on enemy max HP cannot exceed 5% of the boss's max HP. Immune to decreased speed debuffs and turn meter reduction effects, and damage from HP debuffs cannot exceed 1% of the boss's max HP. Since I am not planning on fully really farming this dungeon, I am not currently working about optimizing a team and making sure that whatever I have is actually going to be able to tackle a very difficult stage of this. I feel like, as with past events, there is going to be some type of a tournament that happens that requires us to actually farm this. When that time comes, that is when I will put my focus into trying to, I guess, farm this, and depending on what the prize and everything is actually going to be, what the resources are to get from the tournament. Until then, though, more so just curious how far down I can get. As soon as I hit that wall, I'll probably stop. At the very least, I've started it, I've tried it. But with this gear set, again, it's not one that I am running to build my champions in. I do think there are other ones that I could probably and should probably focus more so on getting. Take advantage of this. I do think it's either got to be a 6-piece or a 9-piece. And I can't see myself spending a ton of energy in here to try to do that, at least until I'm caught up on everything else that I want to be caught up in game. And who knows, maybe when they do have the event going on, they always do, or the tournament, then that is when I will go ahead, try to farm this and see how far down I can get. If you download Raid Shadow Legends using my link, I'm actually going to start you off with the free legendary champion on day 1, and then at level 10, level 20, and level 30, you'll get yourself an epic. That is 4 amazing champions that you can get just by downloading using my link. So my question for you guys then is, how do you feel about the chronophage set? Is this one that you are going to be farming, doing the event dungeon for? And if you've started, how far down have you gotten? Please leave that in the comments down below. Let me know, or just let me know, how is your Donatello fusion going? Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out when I get my Donatello. I build him and show you guys what we can actually do with him using the gear set I can get on this account. I will see you guys next time. Bye!